Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Israel Update. I'm delighted to have Dubi joining me from Jerusalem. Dubs, hello.
Shabbat Shalom and happy Rosh Hashanah.
Happy Rosh Hashanah. So Dubs, before we get into what's going on with the UN and all that kind of stuff, let's just talk for like a couple of minutes about why this is such a beautiful time of year. You know, this week I had some of my Jewish friends come over and we dipped the apples in honey and we did the whole thing, but just, honorary Jew here. But why don't you just tell everybody why this is worth celebrating, why this is something that's beautiful?
Well, we call it Rosh Hashanah, like the Jewish New Year.
Yes.
But it's funny because the Bible says it's the seventh month. But the importance, and that's why we chose. So this is so unique about the way that, the Jewish people are looking at their lives in general. You know that most of the Jewish special holidays are connected to the agricultural year and to different seasons of the year. But the fact that we chose this day, the first day on the seventh month, God said, even though it's on the seventh month, like outside of the routine and everything, the seventh, the number seven is a number of completion. Is a number where God is literally so delighted with his creation, with the things that he's done. It's a number that he gave to us to understand and recognize him in our lives. So he said the seventh month would be the heads of all the months for you, which sometimes doesn't make sense. But what's so special about it is the name of this celebration is not the Rosh Hashanah in the Bible. It says it's a day of trumpet. Yes. And the trumpet comes to announce something unique, something special, to pierce the darkness, to open the heavens, to wage war over the enemies, and also to assemble the people.
A call to unity.
A call for unity. So when this is the Feast of Trumpets, God says it doesn't matter if it's the seventh month, we are into a new beginning. We are into a new unity. We are into a new time to defeat our enemies. We are into a new time that we will understand the place of God in our lives. And that's the so special about this special, very, very unique holiday is that it doesn't have to do, everything to be in its place and everything should be like on the first month of the year. It's the seventh month, but it's the head of all the other months. And as Jews, we are so deeply connected to this very special time because for us, it's not only a call for gathering, it's also a call for prayer. It's also a call for repentance. It's also a call for us to remember that in 10 days, we are going to stand for the ultimate final judgment in front of our God in Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, and we must make these 10 days count. We must make them significant. We are commanded, like by the sound of the trumpet, to reach out to some people that maybe we have offended throughout the year, to ask for forgiveness. God says the first and foremost, just like Jesus taught us, love your neighbor the way you love yourself. It's first between man and his fellow neighbor, fellow friend. Even prior to the relationship that we have with God, we should have settled relationships with our people around us. And that's so important about this time. You said about sitting together with your friends and dipping the apple in the honey and making everything sweeter. That's what we want to do. We want to start a sweeter year. We want to start a sweeter time. And we want to be sure that we are pleasing God by the way that we treat our fellow friends. Because that's what he wanted from us all together. Rabbi Akiva said, if you want to learn the entire Bible, just like Jesus said, I can teach you the whole Bible while you're standing on one foot. Love thy neighbor the same way you love yourself. That's it.
That's the one. And for everybody watching, obviously, we celebrate the nation of Israel and the Jewish people as testament of who God is. And so it was a beautiful moment for me sitting in Los Angeles, which unfortunately has become a hotbed of anti-Semitism, with some Jewish friends of mine. I made sure to text everybody saying Shana Tova, sort of doing the greeting and sitting there and just going, okay, we're taking notes as I'm sitting here with my friends dipping the apples in the honey. And it might seem like a silly little thing to do. It's a remembrance. It's remembering what God has done in preserving his people for millennia. What is the year this year, Dubes? It's
5876, I think. Know, that's so funny because usually I find it that the Gentiles are more aware of the numbers.
5875, 576, somewhere around
like
there.
This. Yeah.
But that being said, we celebrate the goodness of God and the preservation of his people, and the fact that throughout history, we've seen God do a miracle in preserving his people, the Jews, and his land, Israel. But Dubes, let's talk now just for a couple of moments about what's happening or what's been happening at the UN.
Yeah, we spoke a little bit more about it before and on our other reports that, all the nations and over 80% of the nations voted in favor of Palestinian state. And many of them said that they'll wait for the General Assembly of the United Nations, which just started yesterday, yesterday in Israel, maybe still today in America, but they'll wait to do this recognition from the international stage of the United Nations. But I think it's a huge disgrace for this organization. I mean, there's no way even I can even start to describe it better than what Donald Trump did on his address to the nations. The man is unbelievable. He's so bold and so direct, and he spoke it up as it should be from the real big friend of Israel. While many nations are turning their backs on us, they're supporting a Palestinian state, which we all know that they want it from the river to the sea, which means to replace the Jewish state, the only Jewish state. And how come the same Europe, the same countries that were looking aside or even participating in the destruction and massacre of Jews during the Holocaust, standing once again on the blood of their Jewish fellows, on the blood of the Jewish people that was shed on October 7th, and they are voting and giving a prize to the terror attack and to the terrorists, which teaches the world such a bad lesson. If you want to get something done, just terrorize people. Just be violent.
Yes.
That's terrible. And this is, I can't wait for Netanyahu. He just left Israel minutes ago to fly into New York and to address the General Assembly of the United Nations. I can't wait to hear his speech. I'm sure he's going to speak and demonstrate and explain to the people what a huge mistake they're doing by siding a Palestinian state for people that never been a people, for land that never been theirs, and for people that are only goal that are carved on their flag is to exterminate the one and only Jewish state in the Middle East. This is unbelievable, and it shows you how empty and void is this organization that you call UN and we call United Nothing.
United Nothing, exactly. And it's the spirit of the age. It's the spirit of the world. It's what we're seeing. It's the same group of people that blame the Jews for everything, that decide, and we're seeing this on the far right and the far left. I mean, Dubes, I've spoken so much about it, even with the tragedy that happened with Charlie Kirk. It's been horrifying seeing Candace Owens coming out and trying to blame Israel and the Jews, even Tucker Carlson. I mean, these people... And it's the only point of unity they have. What does the far left and the far right have as one uniting force? They hate Jews and they hate Israel. The only point of unity for them. And that's where you can see that is absolutely demonic. But in the midst of all this, in the midst of all these nations, we know for thousands of years the nations have conspired. They've raged. The book of Psalms tells us this. But the Holy One of Israel laughs at them. And that's the thing that we're holding on to. And so at the start of the Jewish New Year, we're determined to continue standing with Israel, praying for Israel, standing with our Jewish brothers and sisters, continuing Kim's legacy of having Israel be the most important focal point. And now more than ever, for everybody watching, now is the time for us to speak. Now is the time for us to stand. I've been saying it so much, but I'm going to continue to say it. God forbid that history looks back at us and we're found on the side of the bystanders. Let us be found on the side of Martin Niemöller and Dietrich Bonhoeffer and Oskar Schindler. Let us be found on the side of those who are now called the righteous among the nations by the Jews. And let us be those that God can look down at and say, these are the people that stood up on behalf of my people and stood up and built a wall. They stood in the gap on behalf of my people. And so that's my challenge to you. Don't be silenced. Don't allow that. Don't allow the haters. Don't allow fear to silence you. Keep speaking no matter what. We continue to shout, Am Yisrael Chai. The people of Israel live. Israel is forever. So,
yes, you also mentioned Kim, and I just want to encourage the people to go into the platforms of the House of Destiny to see the recent materials that you have released from his prophecy about the beautiful woman with the big, beautiful, round eyes.
Yes,
I think this is so incredible for such a time as this, because Kim knew the future. He heard it from God himself. And when he spoke about Israel is forever, he meant it. When he spoke about this incredible prophecy, it might be Erica Kirk. It might be this very unique person who's entering now into the arena. She's taken over, the leadership of this unbelievable Turning Point organization. We are part of a ministry that was rooted in the word of a prophet. And I think that the people should really, really appreciate what you recently released about the prophecies of Kim, just like he prophesied about Donald Trump, about 9/11, about so many other things that were so prompt and accurate. And I think that's the people need to relate back to the men who established our organization and to know that we are bringing you the truth. And sometimes it's the word of God that has been uttered even, in the past, and it's coming to pass right now in front of our eyes. So all I can say really is keep on looking at what we're releasing, follow us, and Shana Tova, a very sweet and happy new year to everyone who's watching now.
Shana Tova, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Hello, friends. I'm Donna Clement Petrushka, and I am honored to invite you to something truly extraordinary, the Kim Clement Prophecy Vault. Now you can gain unprecedented access to my father's entire digitized video archive. Every prophetic moment, every powerful teaching, every anointed worship session is now available to you in the Prophecy Vault. Plus, I'm excited to share that my dad's special School of the Prophets teachings are included, offering you deep, transformative lessons on hearing God's voice and understanding his revelations. Your partnership is crucial. Not only will you gain access to these incredible resources, but you'll also help us continue the vital work of preserving, digitizing, and adding new Kim Clement material to the archives. I'm inviting you to step into the Kim Clement Prophecy Vault. Let's embark on this journey of revelation together, and I can't wait to see you inside.
Social media, it can be a good thing. It can be used to spread a lot of good, but the problem is too, and again, Pastor Farr, I was listening to Jordan Peterson speak about this. He spoke about the problem with how social media has given digital bullies the ultimate covering, the ultimate armor, which is they can say whatever they want without fear of reprisal because they're behind a screen.
In today's society, in this climate we live in, we have to be very, very aware of AI. There's so much that's going across social media that is incorrect and is there to continue to deceive.
It's a tool. It's definitely a tool. We're on social media, so I mean, we like anything else, God uses it, and like money can be evil, money can be, used for good.
Watch now at real-faith.tv.
We have Andrew Sorcini from Beverly Hills Precious Metals with us today. Someone has a 401k. can they take some of that and purchase gold as an investment for their future?
They can, and it's a great way to do it, because if you have an IRA, a government TSP account, a 401k from a company that you used to work at but don't work at anymore, or if you still work at the company and you're over 59 and a half, these can be rolled over into a precious metals IRA. And if you were to speak to your financial advisor about it, they'll tell you, oh, this is a taxable event. They'll tell you things like gold and silver are volatile. But really, the thing is, they don't want you to get into precious metals because it doesn't benefit them monetarily. I'm here to tell you that your accounts can be rolled into a precious metals IRA without it being a taxable event. You would own real gold and silver that is stored in a third-party depository that's insured in a lockbox with your name on it.
So if someone goes to bh-pm.com, is that the correct website? Okay, and that's going to be on the bottom of the screen. If they go there today, what do they need to do?
Okay, so there's an online form there, and the form, almost every page on the website has the online form. So you just fill in your first name, last name, email address, telephone number, say that Kim Clement sent you, or the House of Destiny. We'll know what you mean. And in the notes section, be as detailed as you can. Sometimes people put things in there like, I'm a complete novice. I really don't understand precious metals. I've been wanting to understand. I want to invest, but really I need more information first. Then put that in there. If you're someone that's been investing in gold and silver for years and really don't need a consultation, you just want to check prices, then put that in there.
Everybody watching, if you are interested in precious metals, this is where you want to go. Thanks again.
Thank you.